Hello, Vapors. This is 100% VG coming to you with a review of a fairly new product on the market by Origin Tech. It's called the Phantom Sub-Ohm Tank. This is the big one. This is the 5 mil tank. There is also a Phantom Micro that is 3.5 milliliters capacity. And I will talk about that one, but I don't have one to show you. I'm going to pause the video at a point to show you some pictures that will spell out the differences between the two. Comes in a very nice presentation box. Sturdy box. Very nice box for shipping. Phantom by Origin Tech. On the top, it says BT DC 2.2 ohm 316 stainless steel wire, 30 to 70 watts. Caution phrases: a 25 amp or higher continuous discharge battery is required. Website there you can see is horizonesig.com. Okay, got done with my tongue tied. On this side, there is a scratch and sniff authenticity sticker, and on the bottom, there's a red label. It says Origin Tech, and on the back, it tells you what's in the kit. Focus, please. Okay, one Phantom tank with coil, 0.2 ohm stainless steel 316 wire head is in the tank. It is OCC cotton, and it's a very special cotton that really absorbs. It absorbs better than anything I've seen to date. One piece extra coil head, that is another 0.2 ohm. One piece do-it-yourself coil head. It comes with an RBA head and one user manual. Okay, the box opens from the bottom. I have already taken the plastic off, and I have opened it and played with it to get used to it so that I could talk about it and review it. Here is the tank itself. This is the manual. Looks like a little picture of a Phantom of the Opera face. The big difference between the Phantom 5mm and the 3.5mm is this section right here in the middle. It has a center fill in that center section. It's a very tall tank. Without the 510 and drip tip, comes in at 60 milliliters. Very wide bore, 10 millimeter bore on the inside. Very wide bore drip tip included. It is standard 510 thread, so you can use your own. Has a very wide white silicone O-ring. It's not two round ones, it's one very wide one. Got a little bit of heat ventilation, but this one is all metal, so it does get a little warm at the upper wattage levels. A little warm, not hot. The tank will get hot, but not the drip tip. For the airflow, it's got 3 large Cyclops holes, and I'm going to hold my finger here and spin it. There's 1, 2, 3, and well, it shifted on my finger, but 3. And all right, and what you do to the airflow ring on one, it does to all, and it stops. Full open, it stops. Full closed, it stops. And when they're all closed, it does the same thing to all 3. With it all the way closed, there's still a bit of airflow through it. And I tested it. I have used one head already with a one of the 0.2 ohm OCC heads to see how well it would do with mouth to lung hits. And it works. It works with mouth to lung hits. Now, if you wanted to use the RBA section and make a 1.7, 1.8 ohm coil that could handle the lower watts better, the 0.2 ohm is rated from 30 watts to 70 watts, and at 30 watts for sub-ohm vaping with the air all the way open, I wasn't getting much vapor with my juice. Well, my juice was pretty thin. Again, it's my standard all-day vape, 100% VG with 15% cinnamon red hots from the Flavor Apprentice that is in ethyl alcohol. So that 15% thins it a lot. It's probably thinner than a 100% PG. It's a little drippy. But my juice at 30 watts, I didn't get much vapor. So that's just here nor there at this moment. For the for filling, there's the fill port, And to open that, it's actually got an on and an off mark, and it stops also. You spin the bottom to get it where you can see it. Spin the bottom to open it. Which way opens? Okay, that way opens, and this way closes. It is hard to turn, but I'm thinking that's probably a good thing because you want it, you want it to seal the juice in there. Um, my airflow ring spins very easily, but the juice fill, the side juice fill, is hard to turn. Once you get used to it, it's not all that bad, but it is pretty hard to turn. Um, it is also bottom fill. You can take the bottom section off. You can see the 510. You take the bottom section off and fill it just like any other head sub-ohm tank. Inside, between the outer and the inner, the hole that you see inside, you can drip your juice down in there, and there are 4 ports that aren't lit very well. Turn this light on and see if that helps. Not a whole lot, but there are four places that the juice could drip down into the tank if you fill it from the bottom. Now you would only be able to fill to here because you don't want it to overflow and go down the drip tip, go out the drip tip. But it can be bottom filled. I have not tried that to see if it will hold the same amount of, the full 5 mils. Hadn't tried that. I've been filling it from the side. In the center here also, you have what they call a juice recovery system. If there's evaporation, there's a system in here that will catch it, and through those same holes there, well, no, I'm sorry, through the holes in the middle where the head fits, okay, there's some holes that will drip the juice. It'll capture the juice and it'll drip back down into the head. And the way it does that is inside here, and you're not going to be able to see it, but inside that cap, inside this part, there is an O-ring, and that O-ring fits and seals around the head, okay? And let me see if I can show you. Get it to focus. The top of the head has some, it's not knurling, but now maybe you can see. It's got some little grooves in it that help you to grip it, okay? And in the bottom here, these 3 dots are grooves. There's 3 of them, say 1, 2, 3, and they give you something to grip, which is nice, okay? And say that gives you something to grip, and that's how you would get your head out, put a new one in. But it's not rounded. It's a little sharp, and to keep what I do to keep it from cutting up that O-ring inside there, when I put this on, I get it on, see, and once it gets past that O-ring, clip, it goes right in. All right, and when you tighten it down, that O-ring seals between the top holes and the juice holes. These cyclops holes, I'll call them, the tall holes, are for juice coming to the head from the tank. These little holes are for juice coming from the recapture system and resaturating the head. There are 4 all the way around, and the cotton is not shiny white, Snow White, because this head is used. I did use it enough to become familiar with the tank, but there are 4. There's 1, 2, 3, for, and the one on the top again is for the recapture system, and the big one all the way around is to saturate the head. Okay, so that's a bit about the head. They are dual coil heads. There is no stainless steel mesh screen in the top, but you can see, if I can stop shaking once I get it to focus, it's some beefy stainless steel in there. Probably 24 gauge, I don't know for sure. But this is called the BTDC stands for bottom turbo dual coil. Now, I'm not certain what is turbo about it, but it has to be something to do with the way the air gets to the head and the way that it comes out of the head. Oops. If you notice, the air hole in the head is not centered. That's a cat hair. See how it's a little high? It's high. It's not centered. And maybe the way it comes out, because it's coming from the side, that makes it swirl. I don't know, but they call this a bottom turbo dual coil. Okay, so just fit that back in there, tighten it up. Okay, and again, I like to gently get the head past the O-ring. Okay, I don't know if you could hear it click. I did. Oops. Okay, and the threads are very nice, and the grips here allow you to get it tight. Okay, there are basically two tanks. I mean, it's one chamber, but they're basically two tanks because of the separation section in the middle here for the juice recapture. And again, like I mentioned on the manual, the big difference is the 5 mil tank has the center fill, and you have to hold it this way, open it to fill with a drip tip, with a squeeze bottle, with whatever. The 3.5 milliliter micro does not have this, and it is only bottom fill. But everything else about it is the same. It comes with 2.2 ohm heads, and it comes with the RBA section. It comes with the drip tip. Everything about the tank, every part of it can come apart for easy cleaning. This stainless steel tube around the Pyrex glass tube will come off. I'm not going to take them off, but the white silicone O-rings that seal up and down will come off, and this whole thing will come off for cleaning. The top is threaded. Okay, you can see those threads. Set this on there, and those threads screw into here and hold the top tank glass on. Okay, and the way that the juice gets from the top to the bottom is through those 4 big holes there. Drifts down from the top to the bottom, and you can't really see inside there, but that kind of almost point thing you see there is part of the juice recapture system. The juice will hit that and flow down the sides, stop at the O-ring, and go back in and resaturate the head. Okay, let's see if there's anything to show you in the bottom of the tank. And while I'm screwing this back together, I want to mention that no matter how tight you get that, this section will, the stainless steel ring shell guard will spin so that you can get it lined up to what, you know, I think looks right. OCD people like me would want it to look like that and not look like that. So it does spin. And I was going to take the bottom off again to show you up inside. Well, I already tried that. Hey, you can see them. There's the two kind of circular cyclops holes in the center that will let the juice come down for the juice recapture, and it's also the airflow going up. And if I can get that to focus again, maybe you can see. All right, let me put it up. See the black at the top? Then there's two on the sides and one at the bottom. That is how the juice would go down into any one of them, and you could bottom fill. Okay, putting this back together for the last time. Okay, now I'm going to fill it. And at one point I thought maybe the airflow would need to be closed to fill it, and I didn't close it. It did not cause any flooding, but I'm going to go ahead and close it this time to fill it. All right, and we turn it toward on. Okay, and that opened the fill port, and you can see that there is a metal chamber in there, but there's room on the sides for the juice to go down. All right. In one review video, where's my juice? The person was talking about that is a pain in the butt. So I started thinking, what can I do? Where's my juice to make that work better? It was right here. Well, I'll get another one. That's nuts. It's the exact same juice, but this is my little go kit. I have a place to keep a battery. I have some screwdrivers and my juice, some Q-tips, and some other stuff in here. So, gonna shake this up. It's the exact same juice. It's my all-day vape juice, but I can't believe that bottle is hiding. It's another 30 ml bottle like this, but this one is made for dripping. Okay, here it is, right where I left it. Okay, but this one is shaken up. Okay, so a dropper full, and I'm going to do it where you can see it. If you don't put the dripper or the dropper bottle or the whatever all the way down touching that metal stop there, if you drip it in, you can see how fast I'm going, and the juice just goes in until it starts getting full. Then it will back up a little bit and you have to be slow. But you can see how fast I'm doing that, and it's not flooding. So I spend a little time with that to figure a way to get it to fill. Okay, I'm having to go a little bit slower now. And I'm going to do the rest off screen for you, so I can watch what I'm doing and not make a mess. But I don't know if you can see that. It's still going in pretty quick. This will be 5 droppers, and I get about 0.75 mils per dropper full. And it's almost all the way full. I'm tilting it to the side a little bit so air can escape from the other side. No, it's not almost full. So to get it totally full, you do have to be patient. But it's not the total pain in the butt that some reviewers have said. I don't know if they were using a max VG dripping juice or what. There, it went down. Thought I was going to have to take some out. And I'm going to call that full enough. But again, this juice is thinned pretty good, and you can see it running, dripping. Okay, do this so I don't spill. And it wasn't all that hard. I mean, I didn't have to. After you've used it a little bit and get some liquid in there, things loosen up. When I first got it, the airflow ring was hard to adjust also. But it's just, I can do it with one finger. It's working great. Okay, this is a 0.2 ohm OCC head on my Sigeli 150 watt. Off. Messed up. Okay, it's at 20 watts. These heads are rated from 30 to 70, so I'm going to crank it up to 30. Start out at 30. Give it a non-powered vape draw to saturate the head a little bit. Alright. Always seems to do that. Takes it a minute to get going. I sucked almost all the juice out with tissue paper. It seems to be gurgling, so I may have flooded it. I'm going to crank it up to 50 to dry it out. Like I mentioned, this cotton is ultra absorbent, so it's probably flooded from that dry head. Didn't need to do anything beyond just it was already wet. I don't know if you can hear that. I mean, it's right by the mic, but it does sound like it's gurgling. And there we go. Great, great flavor, and it's only going to get better once the flooding goes away. If I could do standard juices like a 70 VG, 30 PG, and 70 PG, 30 VG, I'd put it through the ringer. You know, I'd run it through the tests to let you know how it performs on different juices. But I cannot use PG, so I have to go PG free. Taking a hard rod dries it out. makes it stop gurgling. I guess because the air is all the way open. Okay, I'm going to take it down to 30. Come on. And just see what it's going to do. I'm not going to close the air though, because I know that'll make it flood. 30 watts. Just not a lot with this juice. 35. I wish this Sageli 150 watt would scroll a little slower than it does. It just really flies. It gets to a point and it flies. 35 watts. But it does, it's gurgling. Sounds like it's flooded with my juice. It sounds like it's flooded. So that's why I'm letting it go and letting it. That was nice. Letting it vape a little bit, vape itself before I draw on it to dry it out. You can hear it there. Flavor's great though. This tank is claimed to be a flavor tank, and it really is. And especially as the watts go up. I'm not going to give you a spoiler, but I cranked it up, and I'll take it there. $40 watts. See how dense that is falling down? And drawing hard makes it make even more vapor. In my experience, stainless steel runs cooler than Kanthal does. So I'm gonna press the button. I mean, I get an instant fire, but it takes a minute to heat it up. Sageli, it's not the Sageli. I think it's the stainless steel. Or maybe it's still a little bit flooded. Okay, gonna run it up to 50 watts. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on this. $50 watts. So I am going to break this into two parts. I'll have a part one and a part two. Part two will cover building the RBA and using it. I'm going to build it with 24 gauge wire, and I'll talk about the rod that comes with it. It comes with a 4mm rod that one reviewer pointed out will not fit in that wick hole. It doesn't. The wick hole is 3.5mm. They give you a 4mm rod, but the the pre-wrap coil that comes with it, and I used this one, but the pre-wrap coil that comes with it is a 4 millimeter diameter coil wrapped on this. So I think they give you this for wrapping 4 millimeter coils, and then you just use a screwdriver to insert it, to install it, and I'll cover all that. There's 50. Now remember, this head is rated from 30 to 70. But watch this. This is 60. Now that reviewer that I referred to, who's going to remain nameless, said the tank gets hot, and it does. It gets hot. I mean, I can't, it's not going to singe my hand, my fingers, but it's hot. The drip tip is not. I mean, it's barely warm, but the tank down here where the head is, really gets hot. And this is 60 watts. When I take it to 70, I'll show you on the screen 70 watts. Well, you can see how dense that is. It is really producing the vapor, and it's really producing the flavor. The vape is not hot at all. The my cinnamon red hots, the cinnamon is starting to get intense, but the vape is beautiful. Dual head coil, 70 watts is only 35 watts per coil. So, no, it's not hot. It's not going to kill you. Crazy dense vapor. And I blew that up. Okay, so I told you I was going to show you. Let me get it to focus. Focus, please. $70 watts, 4.3 volts. Sigelli reading it at 0.2 ohms. Going to crank it up to 80 now. 80 watts. Let it dim. 80 watts. Oops. And this is my juice. I commented that this is thin and 15% alcohol. I cannot promise you that your juice will perform like mine does, but 80 watts. Four-second draws. Same as I always do. My all-day vape on this Heat Vape Invader Mini with the Sub-Ohm Tank. I have an RBA Head in here, and I vape this at 12.5 watts all day long. 4-second draws, and that's just my standard. 80 watts. $90 watts. Sorry, I blew that low. I was looking at the mod. And I've already done this, so I know 100 watts. Wow. As soon as it focuses. Well, just trust me. 100 watts. I'm blowing that 30, 45 degrees up. The camera is almost eye level. It's just a little bit lower than eye level. So, blowing the vapor up and you're seeing it fall. I'm doing that to let you see the density of the vapor. And I know I could take it on up to 110, 120 watts. And I would with a different juice, but this juice, this cinnamon red hots, is just very intense. So I'm going to call this part one. That is the the Phantom 5 mil tank by Horizon Tech. This tank was sent to me for review by Origin Vape. Thank you, Lydia, for this wonderful, wonderful tank. It is an absolute flavor chaser's dream. Let's see if I can get this to focus for you. Wanted to show you the phone number. Come on, Cam. There's the phone number. There's the website. They are in New York. Excellent customer support, excellent customer service. They fill the orders the same day, I guess, unless you're late, and I don't know, maybe they stay late to get them out, because when you make an order, it will be at your mailbox in 2 or 3 days. They don't mess around with anything. They have very high quality products, and excellent customer support, excellent customer service. If you have not gone to Origin Vape to make a purchase, you need to check out. And I froze. Oh, maybe I was just holding that still. Thanks again, Lydia, for this excellent Phantom tank. It does say Phantom on it, but it's not going to show in my light. It's written like that. It says Phantom on it. And the Phantom Mini probably says Phantom Mini. I'm going to cut this off now. This is 100% VG for Origin Vape and the Phantom 5 mil tank. Thank you again, Lydia. I can't say it enough times. You are fantastic. And vapors, please join CASA. Please consider joining CASA and help us fight for our vaping rights. This is 100% VG. Signing off. Vape smart. Be happy. And I will see you next time. Hopefully very soon for you in part 2. I'll have a link to it up here somewhere. Bye-bye now. Y'all have a good day. See you next time.